Hi guys, today is a new week. Let's see what we're going to be having in the market for the week. Uh, as you know, I'll go to the XY. The XY is what I use to ascertain what the market is going to do for the week. So I go to the DXY. Let's see what DXY is doing. Remember, I normally tell you that you have to look at the structure, the previous structure, how the previous structure was formulated. I see the structure here almost the same as this. A lot of consolidation. That's why we're having a little bit of consolidation on Euro USD as of the moment. That's why the market is very unstable. So I see this consolidation here that pushed the market upwards. If you look very closely, you're going to see the base around this place, the kind of base that I used to like that push the market up. So this next consolidation here was created a double bottom around this area that pushed the market upward. So I am looking at this consolidation as the same as this consolidation here that is about to push the market upwards. However, there is a trend line, ascending trend line that have held, which is also a basis for my confirmation of the buy on DXY. For now, DXY is still a buy until it is proven otherwise by the market. What I can still see is a buy as of the moment. So this level, this area is the area where the market held on the trend line. So what else can I see on the monthly time frame? On the monthly time frame, the market has already broken this region, which the market is presently testing as of the moment. And I could see a consolidation around this area. This area is a very important level that I'm going to be looking forward to in the market if the price is going to reject or the price is going to break above. If it breaks above, then we're going to be coming to this level. But if it rejects back downwards, then that's going to be a major issue. So we're coming back down. So I come back to my weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, what am I going to be checking on the weekly time frame is what is the price doing? What structural pattern can I see on the weekly time frame? On this pairs of the moment, I could see a triple bottom here, a push up, a consolidation, and a continuation to the upside. However, I could see a double top, possible double top around this region, which I'm going to be very careful about because, yes, I could see a possible double top around this region. So, possibility that the market could reject around this area. But I'm going to be very careful. So I could see a head here, shoulder region around this area. Then when I come back to my daily time frame, what are the things that I'm going to be looking out for on the daily time frame? I'm checking the nature of the previous correction. This is the correction that hits the trend line, and we have a push towards the upside, and we also have another correction, and we have a push. This is just Fibonacci. Let's try to see what Fibonacci is doing with this stuff. We'll put from swing low to swing high. This is Fibonacci. Okay, yeah, this is Fibonacci. This is just Fibonacci. So, and this is also structural region around this area. So what am I going to be doing? This is looking like it's going to be the third touch of the trend line, which I like. If it touched the if it touched the trend line, it's also nice, but this is also a support region around this area that the market can easily reject from. So for now, I'm DXY bullish. DXY is bullish to me. And if the XY is bullish, then Euro USD is going to be bearish. So that's what I'm looking at. The XY is bullish. I'm bullish for the XY to the tune of 80%. 80%. So I'm going to be looking for a buy for the XY. And there's also a base around this area. This is the kind of base that I used to like. We have a double top here around this area that dropped the market downward. So Let's go back to our weekly time frame. I think in this case, this weekly time frame is now looking like an exhaustion candle to me, not a reversal. It's not looking reversal to me. It's looking like an exhaustion to me as of the moment. Except if during the week the market do formulated another structure. But for now, as of when I'm analyzing this pair, DXY is bullish. But the only time I'm going to be considering DXY as bearish is if we have a break of this counter trend line. It can touch, there's possibility that it can touch the trend line, push back up, which is going to be nice to see. And it can also reject from this area. But if it touch the trend line, push back up, it's going to be nice to see. But however, the only time I'm going to be looking for bearish momentum on DXY is if we break this counter trend line. A clear break of the counter trend line, that's when I'm going to be considering a buy for the XY. So the two possibilities that I'm looking at for a retest is the market can decide to come back downwards, touch this trend line, and shoot back upwards, which is going to be nice to see. So this technically is going to be a manipulation around this area. So that's going to be really nice to see. Or the market can just continue going up from this place because this is looking like a base to me. However, overall for this week, I'm still looking at DXY to be bullish as of this week. So if the XY is bullish, then definitely Euro USD is going to be bearish. That's my thought. So let's look at Euro USD, what Euro USD is saying. So as you know, we'll come back to our monthly time frame. What am I checking on the monthly time frame? This is the trend that I can see as of the moment. We have this triple bottom here that pushed the market upwards. Then we have this base around this area, this base that's like a kind of a cover plate around this area that pushed the market upwards as well. Then we have a continuation to the downside. We have this thing that looks like an inverse head and shoulder pattern, but it created a triple top, 1 to triple top that brought the market downward. So my thought on this pair is this. We have a push towards the upside, and this is also looking bearish to me as of this week. It's not looking, although this is a consolidation as of the moment, but as of this week, I see the small move that we're going to be taking this week. It's going to be like we're looking for the bearish move. So on the weekly time frame, I'm checking the structural level on the weekly time frame. Checking the structural level, what is price going to do? We have this triple top, this consolidation around this area. We have a minor support, and we also have a counter trend line around this area. So nature of the weekly correction, if you see the nature of the weekly correction, this is 2 weekly candles bullish. This is 2 weekly candle bullish. Maybe we're expecting another 2 weekly candle bullish for a sell. But I'm not going to be looking for the buy. I'm going to be waiting for the sell. So when I come back to my daily time frame, what am I going to be checking on the daily time frame? Nature of the previous correction. You see the previous correction, see the way it consolidated like this, see the way it's consolidated like this. And this is also looking like a correction. As of this week, I'm still looking bearish on Euro USD, because this can easily just be a retest of the outer portion of the trend line, then a continuation to the downside for a sell. So I'm just waiting for, I'll be waiting for the sell position, not the buy position. I will not be taking the buy position. I'll be waiting for the sell position because this is looking bullish to me. This is looking bearish to me as of the moment. The only time I'm going to be considering a buy position is if we have a proper break above, break inside of the counter trend line, then retest, then continuation to the upside. That's when I'm going to be looking for bullish momentum on Euro USD. However, for this week, Euro USD is still bearish to me. Maybe I think the market just want to test the outer portion of the trend and then drop. That's my thought on DXY, on Euro USD as of the moment. So when we come back, let's look closely to what the 4-hour time frame is doing. Yes, there's a lot of consolidation on the 4-hour time frame. Multiple consolidation, maybe a retest of this level. That's what I think. A retest of the outer portion of the trend line, then a continuation to the downside. So that's my thought on Euro USD as of the moment. So I'll be looking for selling position around this region if I see a chart pattern and a consolidation around this area. I'll be looking for sell position. Once I see consolidation like this here, I'll be looking for a sell position towards the downside. That's my thought. However, for now, a little bit of a bullish momentum to the upside based on this double bottom, for our double bottom around this area, bullish momentum. But if it breaks above this trend line, then pull back, then continuation to the upside. That's my thought on Euro USD as of the moment. The next pair that I'm going to be looking at is GDP JPY. GDP JPY. Let's come back to our monthly time frame. This is a double bottom, triple bottom that push the market up. We have a high, we have a low, we have a higher high, we have a higher low. And this is looking like an exhaustion pattern to me here. This is looking like an exhaustion pattern to me. So for me to consider buy position in this GDP JPY, I'm going to be waiting for the break of the structural region, this exhaustion pattern. I'll wait for the market to break this level because this is looking like an exhaustion for continuation to the downside. However, it's still looking bullish as of the moment, but I'm going to be waiting for the break above of this level. That's when I'm going to be comfortable to buy. A break above a retest, then a continuation to the upside. That's when I'm going to be considering a buy. However, for now, this is looking like an exhaustion pattern to me, multiple consolidation around this area. So I will just be waiting on my hands on this pair. Then I'll come back to my daily time frame. It's still basically doing the same thing. There's nothing really to see here. This is just multiple consolidation around this area. There's nothing really. Once we have a break above a retest, then a continuation to the upside. That's my thought on GDP JPY as of the moment. The next pair that I'm going to be considering is Brent oil. What is Brent oil doing? Brent oil, I like what I'm seeing. It's looking bearish to me as of the market open. We have structural region, which is a double top. This is now a double top. Then this double bottom here has been mitigated. Now we are now considering a double top. Then when we come back to our weekly time frame, our weekly time frame is looking good as well. This is a double top on the weekly time frame, and the neckline of the double top has been broken, so it's easy. What I'm going to be expecting on this pair is this. I'll just wait for the break of the neckline, which has been broken, then a retest of this neckline, then a continuation to the upside and a continuation to the downside to test this region. So initially, I think last week I entered based on the weekly time frame was looking bullish. I entered a buy position, which I took a loss. So I did not, I overlooked some things here. So this is looking like a head, left shoulder, and a right shoulder. This is a correction. This correction is looking the same as this, which I did not realize. So that was what dropped the market to the downside. So what am I looking at next? I'm looking for a similar correction just like this. A similar correction just like this around this area, push towards this area just like this, and a continuation to sell towards the downside, at least to this region. That's my thought on Brent oil as of the moment. Then the next pair that I'm going to be checking is AUD New Zealand. AUD New Zealand, I also like, but the pattern is not yet clear as of this week. So we have a serious push towards the upside. Actually, on AUD New Zealand, I'm expecting a sell. I'm looking for a sell because after this move towards the upside, there has not been any significant consolidation. So which I'm still expecting a major consolidation around this area for continuation to the upside. So, but for now, I'm expecting a serious consolidation more than what I can see. Then on the weekly time frame, it's not giving a clear structural pattern here. It's just looking like a consolidation to me. However, I'm not going to be interested in the sell until I see maybe a double top, a clear double top around this area for continuation to the downside. This is now looking like it's going to consolidate a little bit. If I see a more daily candle consolidation around this area, then I'm going to be considering a buy towards this area, at least to form a double top for a continuation to the downside. But for now, the pattern is not clear. So I'm going to be, if I see 1 week or 6 days of consolidation around this area, then I'll be considering a buy at least to this region. However, if the market fail and just push up from this area, then I'm going to be looking forward for a double top for a continuation to the downside. So that's my thought on AUD New Zealand. The next pair that I'm going to be checking is the XY we've already talked about, then GDP USD. GDP USD, on the other hand, I like GDP USD. I like what GDP USD is doing. Let's come to the monthly time frame. They're all looking bearish, but however, we could have a small correction towards the upside. We have this base around this area that pushed the market upward. Then we have this consolidation that pushed the market upwards. And this base around this area. Now we're having a base. So the market is still bearish to me. The market is still bearish to me as of this week. So on the weekly time frame, however, structural region, this is a triple top. This is now looking like a double weekly double bottom. I don't know why there is a formation like this here, but on the monthly time frame, it's looking bullish. Maybe the market wants to come and test the outer portion of the trend line, I think. This is what I can see. Maybe the market, although this is a base, this is the 100% retracement. The market rejected at the 100% retracement, which is now a double bottom, a daily double bottom. So if it push up and break this trend line, push towards the upside and push, then a continuation to the upside, which I will consider. That's invisible pattern, invisible chart pattern that has been formed during the week, which I'm going to consider. However, this can be a break of the counter trend line, a retest, then a continuation to the downside. So this is now officially, this is now a double bottom. But however, this is only what is stopping me from taking the buy trade, because this can be a retest of the outer portion of the trend line, then a continuation to the downside. So that's my thought on GDP USD as of the moment. The only time I'm going to be considering a buy position on GDP USD is if we have a total break above of this region, then a retest, then a continuation to the upside, which I'm going to take advantage of for a buy. But however, as long as we are still beneath this counter trend and the outer portion, we're still looking forward towards the downside. So GDP USD is still a sell to me. I'm not looking for a buy on GDP USD as of this week. this is still a sell, except if we have a break above of this region, a clear break above, then a retest, then a continuation to the upside. The next pair that I'm going to be checking is BTC. BTC is looking nice. BTC is really looking nice. We have a structural region which that I've always talked about, which is this level. This level is a very important level because if we break this level, we're going to be coming down at least to 33K region. 33K region. So I'm expecting a push towards the upside from this region because this is a structural level around this area. So I'm expecting a further base around this area. We have a sell-off around this area. This is looking like a consolidation around this area as of this moment. So this is looking like the 100% retracement of this move. So we have a double top, we have a correction, we have a continuation to the downside, then we have another correction towards the downside. So as long as this level is not broken, then maybe a base is about to form just like this for a continuation to the upside. So that's my thought on BTC. For now, it's going to be a consolidation around this region for a continuation to the upside since the 100% retracement has not been broken. So if we have a few more weeks of consolidation around this area, so this consolidation is going to be looking just exactly like this consolidation, then we are going to be having a push towards the upside. So that's my thought. For now, BTC is consolidating. So the move out already happened, which is the break of the counter trend line for a continuation to the downside. It did not break the 100% retracement. So let's wait for more consolidation around this area. If we consolidate maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks around this area, then we are going to be having a push towards the upside. However, if this market just correct, then break this level, then we're going to be having a continuation to the downside. That's my thought on BTC as of the moment. There's nothing to trade here on BTC. It's just consolidating. The next pair that I'm going to be checking is AUD/USD. AUD/USD is looking nice. It's looking clear. It's looking like it's bearish as well. AUD/USD is looking bearish to me as well. As of this week, we have this triple bottom around this area that pushed the market upwards. Then we have the break of this level, which is currently consolidation. When we go back to our weekly time frame, this is basically a weekly double top. This is basically, if you put your level here, you're going to see that this is a weekly basic, this is a double top because this high is basically not higher than this high. So this is a double top around this area. So, and chart pattern on the weekly time frame normally play a house. However, we have a little bit of a base around this area. So the moment we have like the market wants to move towards the upside for a little bit to test the neckline. If you see there's a head, there's a shoulder, there's a shoulder that match towards this area as well on the weekly time frame. So I'm not going to be surprised if I have a little push towards the neckline, a retest of the neckline around this region for continuation to the downside. So as of the moment, a little bit push towards the upside to test this region. Then if we have a consolidation around this area, then we're going to be having a sell towards the downside. So my thought on AUD/USD is a sell. From this area, or this area, we're going to be having a sell towards the downside. That's my thought. But however, the market might come to this area because on the 4-hour time frame, we have a double bottom, a shoulder region, a head, left shoulder, and a right shoulder. I'm not going to be surprised if I see a push towards this region around this area, then for a continuation to the downside. So overall, the market is still looking bearish. But however, the market may push up a little bit to test this region for a continuation to the downside. So that's my thought on AUD New Zealand as of the moment. What pairs left? We have US 30. US 30 is looking bullish. I don't know why. US 30 is still looking bullish to me. We have on the monthly time frame, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction. And presently it's kind of struggling, but it's still looking bullish. But on the weekly time frame, however, this is what I'm looking at. We have a test of this level, the neckline of the consolidation around this area. Then most likely US 30 is going to get to this region, 5,280.79. On the daily time frame, however, this is looking bullish. However, what I'm going to be doing is I will go back down to my 4-hour time frame and be expecting a retest of this region. If I see a sell-off, around this area, then a retest of this level will be nice to buy. I will not buy here. I don't want to buy here. Maybe a retest of this level, then for a continuation to the upside. So that's my thought. US 30 kind of still looking bullish to me as of the moment, except if we have a massive consolidation around this area that tells me, which is the invisible structural level, that tells me that this market does not want to go up anymore. It wants to continue downward, maybe during the week, maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday. However, for now, what I can see presently is that if we have a retest of this area, then we have a continuation to the upside. That's my thought on US 30. So this is the end of the analysis for the week. Let's see how the market is going to play out for this week.